Friends and viewer, let us come to the literature of fairy tales like Arabian Nights. So today, what I am intending to tell you about the very famous tale of the name of this tale is The Red Shoes, written by Hans Christian Andersen. This is The Red Shoes is written in 1845, perhaps the strangest of all Hans Christian Andersen well-known fairy tales. Divining the meaning of Andersen's other stories for children is relatively easy, but number of aspects of meaning and symbolism of this remain troubling. Let's make a closer look at this unusual and oddly compelling story. So The Red Shoes, the name of this tale is The Red Shoes. So the protagonist of this tale is The Red Shoes is a young peasant girl named Karen. She is so poor, she has no shoes except a rough pair of wooden shoes to wear in the winter. The local shoemaker makes her some red shoes fashioned from red cloth. When Karen's mother dies, Karen wears the shoes, even though their color is hardly appropriate for mourning attire. An old lady is passing one day and takes pity on the poor girl. She adopts Karen, burning her awful red shoes soon afterward. When the time comes for Karen to be confirmed into the church, she is taken to the shoe shop to purchase some shoes. Inspired by the sight of the princess wearing a pair of bright red shoes, Karen persuades the old lady to buy her a pair of red leather shoes in the shop. The old lady agrees, but only because her eyesight is so bad that she cannot tell what color they are. After all, red would be an appropriate color to wear to one's confirmation at church. Indeed, everyone in the congregation is shocked when they see Karen wearing the red shoes in church during her confirmation ceremony. Afterward, they tell the old lady that Karen wore red shoes during the service, and the old lady chastises Karen for her naughtiness, telling her that she must wear black shoes to church from now on. But Karen is too in love with red shoes, so defies the old lady's command and wears red shoes to church the following week too. Outside the church, an old soldier offers to shine their shoes, and he remarks that carrying are dancing shoes. In church, her red shoes draw comments and gasps from the congregation again, and Karen is so busy thinking of her shoes that she neglects to sing along the hymns or recite the Lord's Prayer. As they were leaving the church, the old soldier remarks on carrying dancing shoes again, at which point her feet begin to dance of their own accord. She has no control over them. When they get home, the old lady puts the shoes away in the cupboard, but Karen can't leave them be and goes to look at them again. The old lady falls ill, and Karen knows she would stay by her side, but she has been invited to a grand ball in the town. So dons her red shoes and leaves the old lady who has done so much to care for her when she had nobody. But at the ball, the shoes do whatever they like, forcing Karen to dance in whatever direction they please. Growing frightened, she tries to take them off, but they are struck fast. She dances all the way out of the town, but eventually makes it back to the church. At the church door, an angel appears, telling her that she will continue to dance in her red shoes until she is pale and cold. Karen learns that the old lady has died. She goes to the executioner house and begs him to cut off her feet so she will be freed from the curse of the red shoes. He does so, making her some wooden feet and crutches so she can walk back to the church. However, when she gets to the church, she finds the red shoes still dancing in front of her, and she runs home terrified and saddened. She tries to go to the church a second time, but once again the shoes appear dancing in front of her. She goes to the person's house and begs him to take her into her service, and he does so. When his wife takes pity on the girl, when the family asks if she will accompany them to church, she declines, but the angel appeared to her once again, bringing the church to her, with the girl's room slowly turning into the church with all of its congregation seated within. Overcome by relief at being back in church, Karen feels her heart burst with happiness and she dies. So, friend, Red Shoes is one of the Anderson's best known tales that has frequently been adapted for film and the stage. But its premise is such an unusual that it requires further comment and deeper analysis for meaning to become fully clear. What do the red shoes represent? And what does their insistent dancing mean? Is Karen being punished for liking fine things in life, or for neglecting religious contemplation, or both? Part of the mystery of the story is cleared by learning about the tale's origin, which is often the case with Anderson's original fairy tales. Deeply personal and autobiographical, Anderson named the story protagonist after his own half-sister Karen Maria Anderson. There was a little love between the siblings. What's more, Anderson was inspired by something he had witnessed as a child. His father was a shoemaker who has once sent a piece of red silk with instruction to make some dancing shoes for the daughter of rich lady. Anderson's father fashioned a pair of red shoes from the silk using the leather such as feathers in the story. And poverty is indeed an important element of the red shoes. Karen is given a taste of finery, which the princess enjoys when she sees the red shoes in the shop and tricks her guardian, the blind old lady, into buying them for her. Thereafter, she repeatedly uses deceit in order to be able to wear the shoes, including in church where she knows they will be frowned upon. The kind old lady who had taken her is finally abandoned on her death, and because the lure of the grand ball and a chance to show off her prized red shoes is too great for Karen to resist. In some way, then the red shoes prefigure the theme of what Dickens' most fairy tale inspired novel Great Expectation, where Pip forgets his family and neglects poor Joe once he had been a taste of life as gentleman in the city. Like Pip, Karen must undergo a chastening road to redemption, although sacrifice demand of her will, but much greater. Curiosity, two writers admired each other, with Dickens even inviting Anderson to stay with him and his family. So the key themes of this Red Shoes are vanity. In this play, we find vanity, temptation, specifically the lure of luxurious and fine things in life, and redemption, specifically religious redemption. Karen wants to wear the red shoes and be admired in them. We can hardly blame her for this, given her poor upbringing when she had virtually nothing to call her own at all. But Anderson is careful to let Karen descend into obsession unfold gradually over several pages until she clearly crosses a line from the mere naughtiness wearing the shoes to church, to wickedness and selfishness, abandoning her dying guardian so she can attend the grand ball in the town. In many ways, the very surreal and strange central motive of red shoes, the shoes most comically dancing against their wearer will, is what it makes stories so powerful. Anderson used could had the girl to attract it to a bright shawl, which then fastened tight around her until it strangled her pretty dress. So this is for such quasi-comic activities sharply undercut by gruesome, grim nature of Karen's penitence. She has undergone the necessary sacrifice in order to purify her soul, so she is fit to enter heaven, where the narrator tells us no one asks about the red shoes. So this is the story of Karen, how she met her and how she was obsessed by the red shoes, how she had crossed all those moral duties and obligation imposed on her while we are going into church by not wearing an appropriate dress. So ladies and gentlemen, Hans Christian Andersen, the red shoes is it is not only fascinating for the children, but also for the adult person, very symbolic story also. Thank you very much for kind listening.